Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Belgium's top-rated podcast, Season 7, Episode 24, Election Day version.
Woo! Ding, ding, ding.
Election Day.
E-Day.
Can you feel it?
Can I feel what?
We're
the
lucky.
energy.
We've got a U.S. Senate candidate right here in the studio in Lockpod on Election Day.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
It's like, CNN-ish.
Yeah, here you are.
Lockpod.
It's incredible.
We have U.S. Senate candidate from Indiana, Tom McDermott, in the studio this morning.
Most people don't give a shit.
That's not true.
Most national Democrats don't give a shit. They're like, where's Indiana?
Indiana's not on the map.
Indiana exists.
Dude, Joe Biden, where's Indiana?
Well, you know.
DSCC? India, what?
Point it out on a map.
India?
That's going to be
India.
But that's going to. We're going to. We can talk about that in a little bit. But I mean, that's one of the things that's exciting about this is that you're going to win it regardless.
It's exciting,
notwithstanding.
It is. Well,
notwithstanding.
We did it. We did everything. I slept well last night. How about that?
I like that.
Let's talk about that. I hacked into your Aura ring. I wanted to see how you were doing.
Oh, is this how it comes up?
Or you could have pulled it off of.
Wait, so is this
tweet.
is this your Apple Watch
One
or
of
is this an
those.
You
Aura?
tweeted it?
Yeah, I tweeted that.
Nice.
That's my Aura ring.
Let's look at
This
it.
is how the
Pull
data
this up.
comes out in your Aura ring.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it come out? Like a computer? Like on
That's
your...
under sleep.
It prints out.
No, yeah.
No, I mean,
it gives you a dot matrix printer every morning. So,
What I meant was,
Carbon
like, do you have to
copy.
like log into an app, or do
no,
you get that on your?
You have it. Yeah, you have an app, and then you
Okay.
just check it every day.
Because I assume you can't look at your ring.
No, I wake up every morning and I look at my score. It gives you a score for how you slept. It gives you a score. It calls your readiness score.
Only 6 minutes of REM sleep, though.
Yeah, I
I
was
never
about to
get REM
say,
sleep.
like from
Very light.
a medical stand, that's not a healthy sleep pattern because you
Okay.
need REM to heal.
What do you want me to do?
I got 52
I'm
minutes
scarred,
of REM. I'm looking at
obviously.
mine. Is that
Oh,
good?
see,
Did you?
yeah, John's doing good.
How'd you get? You got it off of your Apple Watch?
Apple Watch.
You
yeah.
got 52 minutes?
52 minutes of
I would
REM.
Of
kill
REM.
for 52
What'd you
minutes
dream
of
about,
REM.
John?
You, Kevin.
Dude, I never get REM.
This printout.
I never get REM sleep.
No, let's look at the big picture.
Ever?
6 hours and
Hardly
46 minutes is impressive, Tom.
I
The
agree.
day before
7 hours
Election
of
Day?
sleep.
That's
Wow.
what I do. That's how
Yeah,
I roll.
before
After-
an election.
Yeah,
Night
and
before.
by the way, and
Night
getting up
before
early
election.
for Lockpod.
Yeah.
So you're up.
He
Look
was
at
up
that.
at 6:44 a.m. before the alarm even went off.
5:44.
Or 5:44, sorry.
Thank
Yes.
you.
How'd
If
you
I
know
got up
that?
at 6:44. Like last time I got
It
up at
says right
6:44, I was
there.
probably in my 30s.
Awake at 6:44.
I'm-
Or 5:44.
Yeah,
I can't read
that's when I
today.
woke up.
My brain's not working.
Yeah.
That's a good night's
Whoa.
sleep.
Obvi. It is.
There's the
Marissa.
title. Obvi.
Obvi.
This
It
is
good.
impressive, Tom.
Night before election, that's how I slept.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. I went to bed and didn't freaking move until
I think that's
woke
a
up.
man that feels comfortable with what he's done.
I am very at ease.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am like totally comfortable with the work product that I turned in.
Well, happy Election Day, everybody. And like, there's a lot of people out there that have been up early today.
Yeah.
You know what I could say after the last 14 months? I have peed at most of the rest stops in Indiana.
Well,
Oh,
congratulations.
okay.
Well, you're
Across
on
the
a lot of the
state.
highways.
Congrats.
That's
yeah,
very
I'm
cool.
I'm an
Very
expert on
cool.
restroom cleanliness, and I do think that they lag when you get closer to the region. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Who has the cleanest rest stop?
Southern Indiana,
There's some nice
Yeah.
rest stops around
really
the state,
nice
by the
rest
way.
stops. Really nice. They have like little portable
Would
air
that be like
conditioners in the
INDOT?
can.
Would that be? It would
Yeah,
be
it's
INDOT.
Yeah, INDOT's like screw the region.
Yeah. Well, they're building. Seems like they're
We're
building
lucky
some.
they give
nicer
us a
ones.
trench like you get in China in the region. You just like squat
like the,
over
the
it.
old Wrigley Field.
Or it's like a
It's not
pee
even-
trough.
In
like,
China, when you went there, you'd literally go into the bathrooms and they'd have a hole in the ground.
Wow.
Not even a toilet to sit on. You just sort of like squat.
I've heard about that in India. I didn't know that in China too.
It was like that in China.
huh? Just
Yeah.
a hole.
Just a hole, dude. That's how they roll.
Well,
in China.
there's a lot of people working the polls right now. I'm sure you want to.
Hi, everybody working the polls. Thank you very much. We appreciate you here at Lockpod. That's why we're going to give you an entertaining hour, approximately, of amazing political insight. And you have a U.S. Senate candidate.
Sitting here on Election Day.
What?
Look at that.
I know.
Um,
Biggest day of my life. I'm about
it
to
is.
take over as U.S. Senator for the state of Indiana, and I'm right here in Lockpod Studio.
We couldn't ask for much more.
And
You
there's
guys are pretty lucky.
a lot
You
of-
guys are pretty lucky.
Did you choose that shirt? Is that kind of like a Lucky Notre Dame shirt? Or you just felt like wearing some Irish today?
I just felt like wearing some Irish.
I like it.
because we kicked ass this weekend.
Wow.
A whooping.
Wasn't that something?
A whooping. It was
Finally,
good.
top 20 now.
I know.
20th.
It's about time. We beat the 15 team. Now we beat the 4
Beat the
team.
16 team twice, and now the 4 team, right?
Mhm.
I guess depending where you're looking. But yeah, I mean, every ranked team they've won except Ohio State, and they,
And
did
they
fine
played tough
against them.
And then, of course, we played shitty teams and lost. So,
Like Marshall and Stanford.
yep.
Well,
Hey,
Welcome
Enough
to Sports
sports.
Talk.
yeah, I know. What are we doing here?
sorry.
We're going to read off some comments today in chat.
Ooh.
There's a lot of them.
Hey, John,
rolling in.
thanks for covering the all ladies show.
Yes.
It was good. It It was really good.
I think that was the most female attention John's ever had at one
What
time.
the fuck?
Wow.
I know that's a lie. First off,
That's the name of the show. What the fuck?
No, that was last season.
Yeah.
That was at the end of season
Oh yeah,
6.
that was WTF happened.
Yeah, WT
part 1 and
what?
2.
That was
This
the
is part
first 2
3.
shows of Lockpod. WTF happened part
For
1.
months, it just sat there as the
Yeah.
last episode of season
No,
6.
That was Go F Yourself.
Yes, that was Go After
That was
Yourself.
classic. Yeah, the end of last season. Yeah, but there was a bra on my chair when I came in this morning. What's up?
That is not a lie, chat.
I know.
There
Whose
was
bra
a
is this,
bra
John?
on.
Somebody left a bra here.
One of the
On
women
my
left
chair.
a bra because it was like Women's Day or whatever
Uh-huh.
on Lockpod.
Yeah, I like how he said it's like Women's Day. Or
Yeah.
something.
F that.
Yeah, it was their
I will
women
say there was
taking
a,
over the studio.
They decided to move in.
Yeah,
Throw
they
clothes
left their
all over the
underwear.
place.
They left their freaking
Undergarments.
bra on my chair.
I'm just glad I got it
I know
back
it's
in
not my
time
wife's
for the
bra.
show.
It's not Marissa's bra. I do know that.
All right.
I got a general idea of Marissa's bras, and that is not her bra.
So then it
Okay.
was Anne, Eva, or Eileen.
What the hell is going
Or
on?
Jill.
Here?
Or Jill.
My guess
What
is
the hell
Could
is
have been
going on
Jill.
in here? With bras laying all over the place.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm gonna guess Eileen.
I'm going
You
to give
can't
you a
go
hint.
right. You can't go right on this, guys. I'm begging you to bail out.
You
of
already
this.
said. You're
I
already
can-
saying like
I
who
can
is it's
guess.
not.
I know it's not Marissa's.
I'm allowed to guess, right?
Okay.
Can I give you an explicit
I'm a lady.
hint?
Explicit.
Yeah,
Oh
you
no,
do.
no, no!
Don't hint?
I figured out this.
Oh, you got it.
I figured out the hint.
Okay, you studied
Maybe it's
the bra.
Eva's.
I believe it's Eva's
All right.
because as a female,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how females work, it looks like there's a lactation stain on it.
Wow,
does.
that would give it away. Good morning,
I hope it's
Lockpod.
I hope it's
Hello.
not Marissa's. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
Thank you, Eva.
I think that's the first time we've ever talked about lactation on Lockpod. That's
Yeah.
7 seasons.
It's a very cool thing.
Finally.
Yes.
Very cool.
I wonder if it is the first time though. Really.
It is.
And there's
Pretty
Eva
sure.
in
I'm
the
sort
chat.
of a Lockpod expert.
And
Is
Eva
it hers?
says-
Ask her.
Well, Eileen
it's
put
hers.
Eileen
Eva,
put
is
3
it
glasses
yours?
of milk on her emojis on hers. So
Thank you, ladies, for a great cover, by the way. You guys did a good job.
very nice work.
And I did not appreciate being asked those questions live as I woke up.
With no multiple choice. by
I
the
know,
way.
dude. Brutal. But, so Lockpod is a thing in Indiana now, guys. So I'm in Bloomington yesterday working the line, and a guy walks by me. He goes, "Hey, I'm a huge fan of Lockpod." I'm like, "Nice!" Like I shook his hand. I go, "Hey, don't forget to go in there and vote for me." He goes, "Oh no, I'm voting for Todd Young."
Oh, gross.
I'm like, "Jesus,
Are you
man."
serious?
Yeah, that's
Wow. Well,
So it
she was
bites
honest.
both. Lockpod bites both
Bites both
ways.
ways.
Yeah, that's a good example of Lockpod biting both ways.
And I got to hop on the trail. We're going to get into where Tom was in a little bit, but with Tom, and same thing happened to us in Corridon. A lady in Jasper specifically said to me, "Hey, Kevin," and I was like, "Oh, hey, hi, how are you?" She's like, "I know you just because I know you because of Lockpod." And I was like, "Oh, that's
I know.
cool." So it's like everywhere you go, Lockpod is present. So thank you to our listeners around the state and around the country.
So it's not all depressing though. So we were in French Lake. Kevin and I were there with who were we with? It was Jen Grockhawk.
Yes.
So we're getting drinks at the bar, and I had already got done like
Oh,
introducing
this is
myself.
great. This
I
is
introduced
great.
myself to the whole bar. So I'm like walking through. So the lady, the bartender, and she's with another lady, and they're looking at me, and they're like, "Okay, who are you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I saw you like shake every hand in the place when you walked up here. Who are you?" And I'm like, "Well, if you don't know who I am, I'm not doing my job well enough." And they start laughing.
And then you gave him a card. Like
They
you
gave him a
always do.
card, and they're like, so you're running for Senate? And I'm like, yeah. Indiana Senate? I'm like, no, U.S. Senate. And they're like, wow, U.S. Senate. And I go, you still don't know me? And they're like, no. I'm like,
They
shit.
were voters, though. They were like, they said, "We vote."
So I'm like, son of a, I'm not doing my job well enough. You should know me by now. And then she goes, well, my daughter probably knows you. I was like, well, where's your daughter live? In Orange County? She's like, no. My daughter lives in Marion County. She goes to school at IUPUI.
Law school.
And I'm like, she definitely knows me. And she's like, I don't know. She's not too into politics. I'm like, I like my chances on
And I'm
this.
thinking to myself, this is an interesting test.
So I'm like, if your daughter doesn't know me, I'm going to lose on Tuesday. But if your daughter does know me, I feel good about my chance. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, let's take a picture. We'll send it to your daughter. And then just tell me if she says, I know this guy or I don't know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So her and I take a selfie together. She fires it off. And then I go off and I sit down
We're
at my
sitting
table.
having dinner.
Like 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
she comes up. She's like, oh, my God. Then she shows me her daughter's response. Her daughter is a huge fan.
Her daughter says, "You met Tom McDermott?
Yeah.
I can't
Wow.
believe it."
So-
and and of course,
I felt
I breathed
better.
a huge sigh of relief. And
I was like, because I made it literally like, if your daughter doesn't know me, I'm going to lose on Tuesday. And then she came back. She's like, my daughter's a huge fan.
Wow.
She's seen your commercial.
Yeah, I was like,
She's on your TikTok.
so I'm going to win today because of that interaction.
That
So
was a
when
good
you guys are
interaction.
wondering what happened, it all happened in Orange County
That was great,
at
actually.
French Lick Sports Bar.
Yeah, that was
Right.
awesome.
Right.
She was very nice, and actually it was really pretty cool that she literally just sent the photo off to her daughter, and her daughter right away came back with like, "How did you meet Tom McDermott?"
Yep.
That
See?
was cool.
Well, I like my chances when I heard
I
it was
like
Marion
that.
County.
You're getting around.
So this is such a weird week because everybody's saying goodbye to each other. I'm on the campaign trail. Our GOTV tour turned into a thank you, goodbye, love you tour also. And amongst the people saying goodbye to each other, some weird relationships developed during the campaign. I noticed that my trackers, I've had 2 trackers pretty much for the last 6 months. I went through 3 trackers at the very beginning of the campaign, and I washed them out because they couldn't hang. Because of mental pressure I put on them. I put mental pressure on them,
Because
and they
you
crack.
keep calling him out at your events.
I
You're like,
know.
what's up, Dan?
So
I
the
have
first
a
3
tracker
wash.
Dan story after you tell yours.
So the first 3 wash out, right? And then I get this new tracker, and he's persistent. I have to give him credit, man. He's from Portage.
Yeah?
This guy is.
He's been around.
He's not
He's
going to
good.
break.
See him a lot. He's
He's
not
good
break-
at
not
his
going to break.
job.
Not going to break him.
So he's been one of my regulars, and then there's another guy. I don't know where he's from. It seems like when I'm in southern Indiana, the other guy covers me, and if I'm anywhere north of Indy, the guy from Portage covers me. I think his name's
Fair.
Ryan. And they've been tracking me, and they haven't broke. I have to give them. These two are they're
Seasoned.
Yeah, these guys
Veteran.
are the real
They
deal.
brought out the veterans.
The other rookies they were sending my way didn't cut it.
Is this
So
him?
yeah, that's him.
That's one of the dudes.
You
So-
said goodbye to him yesterday, huh?
We like did the handshake, the hug.
I like-
I appreciate you, and this selfie. It was awesome. And then I'm like, I know you're going to vote for me, man. You've heard all my speeches, and he didn't say anything. He was like, I know he's hardcore Republican. I'm not trying to get him in trouble. He's a nice guy.
But they're best friends now.
He's a nice guy. He's heard literally 100 of my speeches. So check this out. So that guy right there,
Yep.
he was in charge of Lockpod. He goes,
No way.
I've listened to all 185
man.
episodes.
Oh,
Poor guy.
I know,
Yeah.
like poor guy. He got paid to listen to Lockpod.
No, that sounds great.
I know.
I'd
so
do that.
he's
That's
like,
pretty
I
cool.
listened to all 185 episodes of Lockpod. I was like, thanks, man.
wow, that
Yeah.
poor guy. So I'm leaving Mass on Sunday.
That's Ryan, right?
That-
no, the
no,
first
that-
Dan the tracker. I
So
forgot
I'm
about
leaving
him.
Mass on Sunday.
I watched him out.
Dan was he sings at Mass, and I'm walking out parking lot. I say, Kevin. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Dan." And he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to wish you and Mayor Tom luck on
That was
Tuesday.
nice of
It was a lot of fun, and I said, "Oh, same to you. Good job today at Mass, singing, da da da." So,
Did he sound good?
He came. Oh yeah, he's got a great
He-
voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He washed out because
Yes,
I'm
really.
not trying to be a dick by saying
Yeah,
this,
no.
but like we knew he was local, and I think if you're like a member of a church and you're local and then
It's
you're
hard
being
to keep
exposed
on the
as a
road
tracker-
and on the road.
Not only
and-
that, like it's sort of inconsistent with his whole like he goes to church and he sings in the choir and his being paid to. No offense to trackers, but you're sort of a creep when you're doing this, right? You're like
Maybe-
following me around with a camera.
Maybe
and, like,
Dan
trying
got
to get me-
promoted. They put him in the office.
So that's all I'm saying. And Dan the Tracker was a nice one. He was
Yeah.
one of the guys that didn't stick. And I think the reason he didn't stick is because he's a really good
Wasn't
person.
made out to be a
Yeah,
tracker.
he's not a good tracker. He's not.
And I think
not,
he
and I'm
liked
not
you
trying to be.
guys too
That's a
much.
compliment, Dan the Tracker. You're not good because you're a nice person. And to be a good tracker, you got to be sort of a dick, right?
You gotta be like,
You gotta not
gotta
care.
go into enemy territory.
Like my guy
You gotta-
Ryan, he doesn't really care. Like I could
He
call
doesn't
him out.
crack,
It
man.
doesn't phase him. It doesn't phase him a bit. I'm not saying Ryan's a dick. I'm
No.
just saying you got to have you got to be comfortable with being a dick.
You got to be
a
the
little bit.
correct mental kind of like makeup to be a tracker.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't be a nice guy.
You got to be kind of like I can go in enemy
When I heard
territory.
Dan the
F all
Tracker-
these Democrats.
When
and-
I heard Dan the Tracker was in the St. Thomas More choir, I was like, this guy ain't going to make it, right? Because I'm going to pick up the mental pressure. And he's gonna crack.
Congratulations, Dan.
Dan the
You made it
Tracker.
out of-
You are a good guy, Dan. That's why you didn't make it as a tracker because you're a good person.
Let's do some ads. We're going to come back
Yeah,
with
it's
where
like-
you.
I think we're trying to compliment Dan the Tracker.
Yeah, no, I think we are.
Good.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I
That
thought
was
so.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That was a
I'm
Lockpod
gonna
compliment.
miss the trackers.
I am
Wow.
too. I'm gonna hire Ryan to continue following me around just so I
It
look
makes you
important.
feel important, right?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, these friggin' trackers.
It's like paparazzi. It's just like
I should honestly. There you go. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna hire like 5 trackers, and then I'll
Keep
walk into a
going.
crowded restaurant, and all these people will be following me, and I'll be just like, it's
they'll
like
be
this all
following
the
you with their
time.
phones up.
This is
like,
my life
I know these trackers just follow me, and meanwhile, it's a secret plan of mine.
to make it look like
That
you're
look like I'm a big
paparazzi
shot.
all over. Wow.
That's a good idea.
Nah, I don't know.
I mean, These guys are out of work right now. Ryan,
Yeah,
he's looking
till the
for a
ne-
job right now.
They are till the
There's
next
nobody to track
election.
until the-
Municipal elections, who
Nobody's
tracks in
tracking
no.
municipal elections. Right.
All right, let's do some ads. Come back. We're gonna do Mayor Time on the Road. John will get the banjo ready, and there's a lot of road show this last
Yes,
week
sir.
since Friday. So
Yes, sir. All right, let's do it. Calumet Brewing. We welcome you to try Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a 4.2 ABV, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a light citrus aroma and a crisp, refreshing finish. Check out our social media for details of this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyles with beers, and cheers responsibly.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and an outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We are conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. Find more information about it at bywaybrewery.beer.
you sound
I'm
know.
so
stuffy,
congested. I'm so
nasally.
sorry.
Are you
guys.
actively holding your nose shut, or
that is. That's just her nose ring.
we all noticed the same thing?
No, I had. It's just the air moving. Oh my god, it sounds so funny.
It's not your best actress.
It does.
voice.
There's like a clicking too.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Is that
It's
your
all going
nose ring?
on.
Well, because because so it was 70 degrees, and then it was 40 degrees.
There is that
and then it
clicking.
was
Listen to
70
that.
Leave me alone. I can't help it.
Her
The Ron
septum
J. Prestemer
clicks.
Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestemer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Chris Jones at Properties. Looking to buy your dream home? Chris Jones with at Properties can help. All across Northwest Indiana, it's still a great time to buy, with inventory available spanning all price ranges. And if you're considering a sale, Chris Jones will get your house sold. To reach the #1 brokerage in the Chicagoland area, contact Chris Jones at Chris Jones, the at symbol, at properties.com. That's Chris Jones, the at symbol, then the letters, atproperties.com. What the hell is this?
We have to you know what, John? You should put it up in visual on the bottom, just so everybody can see what it says.
You're right.
By the way, I
it's
saw
the most
Chris-
difficult
Yes,
ad I've
we have
ever
to-
seen in my life.
I need him to explain
In
it
the
on
biz,
chat.
we usually don't have ads like this. In
You're
the
right.
biz, you know.
I saw Chris last night, and he told me he sold the highest ever priced home in Hammond.
I know. Was
Pretty
that
exciting.
the Chancellor's Old House?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Kuiper home. Sold it.
Before we-
congratulations to Chris.
That's in my neighborhood, by the
yeah,
way.
it is.
Hey, we got one more ad left.
Oh, we got another ad.
Yeah.
Yep, and Kevin's gonna read it.
Cantrell.
I'm self-conscious now.
Cantrell and Cantrell Attorneys at Law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who is in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you. I spent Veterans Day parade with John and his two lovely children, Charlie and Mimi.
It's too bad I missed that.
That was good. The kids had fun.
I was busy last week.
Keep an eye out for Walter the cat. They're looking for their lost cat.
Before we move on, Lindsay, you haven't done your spiel in a while, and I
Yeah,
have
good
a
call.
feeling we have some new listeners today. So could you do that for us?
Oh gosh.
You're not self-conscious. Don't worry.
I am
Here,
self-conscious. I'm like super congested today.
Everybody
I
just
can't help
picture
it.
Lindsay with her hand over her nose.
Yes, or holding it.
All right, you're listening to Left of Center, where we cover everything from politics to important events of the day in the Midwest, all while having way too much fun while doing it. And if you can't listen in live, you can always download our episodes from the iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts, or you can listen in live on YouTube, Twitter, or on Facebook Live. Just search Left of Center podcast and look for our red and blue logo. Don't forget to rate and subscribe and stuff.
Nice.
And tomorrow,
Steve at lockpod.com if you want to be a sponsor.
Steve at lockpod.com.
Steve at lockpod.com.
Today is the second to last episode of Season 7. Season 7 was basically the reality show of the campaign. And then tomorrow is our final episode of the season.
Yeah, bright and early. You're coming.
I am excited about getting.
He
a little
slept
bit
well
of a light
last
back.
night, but tonight he's not going to.
Probably, you're probably right. I have a feeling tonight, especially if it's good news. If it's bad news,
yeah.
no, it is. I'm ready for anything tomorrow. I'm totally.
See, I was telling people, they're like, "How's Tom? How's Tom?" I get that question all the time, and I said,
sorry.
"Tom's in a really good place. I feel like
am.
he's in a good place. He's very satisfied with the.
I might
With
not
the
buy
campaign.
2 cars if it doesn't go well. If I may not buy 2
may
cars,
not.
I may.
You may or you may not.
I
May buy
upgrade.
just a car.
I may just upgrade my.
It just
one
seems
car,
to
I
me
don't
like
know.
you feel like you left it all on the field.
I did.
You're very satisfied with how the campaign was run, and that you are good. You're in a good
We
place.
raised $1.6 million.
It's amazing.
I know.
And
It's
thank
awesome,
you to
right?
all the. By the way,
$1.6
anybody who
million
donated,
is
thank you.
small donations.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. I couldn't have done it without people from all across Indiana donating $100.
That was one of the
Donating
amazing things that we
$25.
saw. Like, you get to see kind of the printout. You don't see this, but we see like the kind of the ongoing donations, and you would be so shocked.
How many people do you think?
Tens of thousands. I mean,
Yeah,
you'd be
like
so
what-
shocked on how many, like $5, $8, $10, $12, $20, and 22 cents.
It's safe to say I've had over 100,000 donors, right?
I don't know the numbers, but
That'd be
there's
interesting.
a lot
news.
of, lot
Hey,
of
Zach, I
donors.
know you're listening. Zach or Bob or somebody, could you give me?
I would say less than 100,000.
I am going to
but
say at least 100,000 donors. I'm going to
Because
say we raised $1.6 million.
that'd be average of 16. I think I mean, it'd be, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where we're at.
It would be, yeah. Because I'll be honest with you, everybody that donated to me is going to vote for me.
Yeah, and I was going to
Right?
say,
If
have
you
a lot of-
donated even $5 to me, you're going to vote for me.
there's a lot of people that are on the recurring thing, which is cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do $5 a month or $10 a month or $20 a month, which is cool too.
Yeah,
So.
it's interesting.
All right, back on the. You were on the road basically the whole time since we left Lockpod last. It's like extra banjo today. That is no
That's
joke.
right.
That is no
Mayor
joke.
Tom on the road. I was on a road trip that lasted from Tuesday because I did Lockpod in studio last Tuesday, and I didn't get home till Saturday. I literally slept at home, and then I hit the road again on Sunday.
I dropped you off at the
And I
airport
got
Sunday
back-
morning.
I got back last night, and that was the big reception we had at
Yep.
Wicker Park. So I was on the road for,
Basically 6 of the last 7 days.
yeah, it was a long stretch. And basically the last 2 weeks of the campaign, I was on the road most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to be home last night. But so last Tuesday I did Grant County, which is Marion, Indiana. I was on my way to AIM, which I call it still, but AIM is the Association of Indiana Municipalities.
Used to be cities and
IACT,
towns.
Indiana Association of Cities and Towns, IACT, it used to be, but now at AIM. And basically, I was attending the Indiana Conference of Mayors annual meeting and IACT's annual meeting. All the mayors were located in one place. So after I did Marion, Indiana, which is a great little stop there in Marion, which is Grant County, I went off and finished off a drive to French Lick. So that was, French Lick is 4.5 hours from where I live, and Marion is not in line. That's like 3 hours in a different direction. So
Right.
I was in the car most of the day that day. I got to IACT and did the Conference of Mayors meeting the next morning. Saw
That's right.
most of the mayors from across the state. Saw Senator Luke Kenley. I'm going to give a shout out to. He's a big time Republican in the state of Indiana. He's not in the Senate anymore. He was in the Indiana Senate. He ran the Indiana Senate. He was always, him and I always had a really good
You guys always
relationship.
had a very cordial relationship.
He walked up out of the whole room, walked up to me, shook my hand in front of everybody, told me I did a great job in the campaign. It was
That was
really nice
nice.
of him. And obviously he pays attention to politics.
Sure he
knows
does.
his stuff, and he knows Todd Young, and he knows me.
Powerful guy.
It was super cool. It was in front of everybody, and then gave me a shout out from the stage. And then Attorney General Todd Rokita was there,
Wow,
super
one of
kind
our-
to me,
one of
super
our-
nice.
You guys talked?
I went up. I always go up and talk to him.
Yeah, General.
I always do. If I see somebody, even if it's like if it's a state figure, I go up and say hi. And like I went up and talked to the governor a couple weeks ago. But I went up and talked to Todd, and we had a nice conversation. We were being nice to each other.
Cordial.
Right.
What'd you talk about, like China? And
No, we only talked for a few minutes. He told me that because I was like, yeah, you're probably gearing up, because he was like, you did a really good job on this race. I was like, thanks, I appreciate it, General. I always call him General.
Of course.
And then I was like, you're probably getting ready for your own run here in a couple of years. And he said, I have no problem. We're not like allies or anything. And what he told me is probably not true anyway. But he basically told me, don't be shocked if I don't run for governor.
oh,
He basically said that to me. And I don't, I'm not talking out of school, because if he's going to say that to me, him and I aren't like best of buddies.
Well, I mean, it's a couple years down the road. Who knows? You don't know.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm a good read of body language, right, Kevin? It's one of my superpowers. He looked a little bit like
Wish I had superpowers.
he looked a little wary to me, like a little like carrying a heavy load.
Huh.
That was a quick read, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like he feels the hatred.
Huh.
Yeah, I think he's feeling a heavy burden of being like a Trump sycophant, and you know, a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, and he's getting beat up like he is Donald Trump. He's like Indiana's version of Donald Trump.
He is. I mean, he's definitely somebody that has taken, you know, kind of like taken the mantle of Donald Trump in Indiana. I mean, he's taken that up, and that's his angle. So we'll see what happens. It was nice to see him, I guess.
So anyway, I was doing French Lick, and then I bounced out of. So each day I was there, I would go bounce to a different part of Southern Indiana, which it was a great place to be based out of. So I'm there for the Conference of Mayors and for the Cities and Towns Convention. And while we're there, I'm bouncing to different parts of the state, and then going back each night and staying in French Lick, bounce to different parts of the state, go back to French Lick. It was a really good home base because French Lick is like an hour from everything in Southern Indiana, and I'm there doing business anyway. So I'm like. Daylight, you know, convention here, talking to mayors, talking to councilmen, talking to IAC, nighttime, bouncing all over Southern Indiana, and it was tiring as hell.
Yeah.
So I did, Bedford, which is
Lawrence
the first
County.
day. This is on Wednesday. So I do the Conference of Mayors meeting, then I go to Lawrence County, Bedford, and then from Bedford. So Bedford's like a half-hour drive from French Lick, and then I did a hour and a half from there to Corydon, which I love.
Corydon.
I love Corydon.
John, you
Harrison
got the pictures
County.
from Corydon. That was great. And Harrison County, by the way, you've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Harrison County Dems. You complimented them on how organized they were, and
this is the one that really it was one of those county parties that I really love because it's such positive energy, and it's mostly women that run the show, and it's just a really organized, women-led red county with a strong ass Democratic Party, and it's just
like up and coming. Like,
dude, it's so cool to walk in there. And I tell people about Harrison County Democrats all the time. This is a red county, and these guys kick ass, and it's jam packed headquarters, and they even had the Wiener King.
They did have Mr. Wiener there.
Yeah.
So do you got that picture, John? And by the way, like this is the kind of place where like you walk in, they're like we have homemade hot dogs.
Yeah.
We have our handmade hot dogs.
Yeah.
We have sweet tea, apple cider, pies.
I pounded a hot dog, of course.
It's like wow.
Took a picture with the Wiener King.
The Wiener King. There you guys are.
He's called the Wiener King, but he looks like a burrito.
Yeah. I guess he could be. Maybe it depends what hat he's wearing.
Maybe on his backside he has the more wiener. You're just looking at the bun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true.
It's like a pure wiener on the back, and you're just looking at the front.
This was a big thing.
You're looking at his butt, really.
Wait, so there's the Wiener King, and then who's the guy in the hot dog costume?
See, I was way ahead of you. So I posted that, and I'm like, people are going to meme the shit out of this, right?
Yep.
So I did the first burn. I said,
the first trolling
I
burn.
said, this is the first troll. One is the wiener, and the other is a dick. You guess which one, right? I took it away from him. I just disarmed
You
them.
stole
John.
it. Mm-hmm.
I disarmed the whole
oh,
internet.
man, that was what I was going to say.
The internet broke after I did that. So, but that's Jessica and I, by the way. Just the one I posted with just me and the Wiener King was the one I made a joke of.
Yeah, and
I
by
would
the way,
never say that about Jessica.
If you ever
She's
been,
my blood.
if you haven't been to Corydon, beautiful place, first capital of the state of Indiana, like really cool. I went and saw the Constitution Elm for those that are really history nerds. Really cool place, cute town. I encourage it.
You went to the Constitutional Elm?
I
huh?
did.
Really?
I was like, it's like preserved.
It must have been packed.
They preserved.
Did you have to wait in line?
No, it was just me and the elm, and they actually have preserved the elm in some weird manner.
Really?
It's like a preserved tree.
Nice.
They're like, under the shade of this elm, the Constitution was drafted.
Get out.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Indiana Constitution.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
And then I showed
it's
Kevin.
on a side street.
I showed Kevin where the Battle of Corydon was, and he
that
got
was so
very geeked.
cool.
I
It
know.
was
He
so
was very geeked.
cool.
It was where we got raided by the South, and Corydon got looted basically by the evil Confederate army.
Yeah, John was like a raid from like the Kentucky hills. They cross the river, come in, raid Corydon, and leave. And
It's
Tom was like,
literally
"It's right there." I
It's
was like,
not even
"What?"
a 50-yard swim. They bombed us with a bunch of cannons. They swam across. They looted the town, and then they swam back home. And back in those days,
Damn rebels.
there was no like army within probably 10 hours away. So like they had their way with Corydon.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Very cool.
So anyway, that was Corydon. That was a great stop. Said goodbye to everybody. It was like a goodbye tour too. So we were like hugging, saying thanks for all the help. These people busted their butt for me.
Ran into a Lockpod listener that only listens on like Apple. And
Yeah.
she's like, I didn't know you guys had YouTube. I'm gonna start watching. That was cool.
So then the next day we did a GOTV in Orange County, which is where I was. So it was easy to do. I walked.
It's a nice
literally.
photo.
So I did. That is a nice photo, isn't it? Really cool with the rotunda or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went. This is the day that that Franciscan decided to stick the final blow into the city of Hammond and close the hospital altogether. So I was getting interviewed by Eric Hong from Channel 7 News. By the way, he always does the top story. So when I heard it was Eric Hong that wanted to talk to me, I was like, damn.
All right.
Top
It's a big
story,
story.
Channel 7, right? And then after I did that show, WGN called, Channel 5 called. So I'm all over Chicago
7
News.
called.
I'm getting interviewed by Fort Wayne TV because of the race. So I'm like all over Chicago TV. I'm all over Fort Wayne TV. And I'm also doing stops in Jasper, which was a great,
Yeah, at the depot.
at the depot.
By the way, Jasper, beautiful library.
And a nice crowd of Democrats in another red county. And then we did Spencer County. Spencer County was packed, 100 people.
Please tell the story.
Oh, my
Please
God.
tell the story of Krisney.
Lindsay, you're going to love this one.
So a couple things about
I do
Jasper.
like good stories.
This is a funny
These are
one.
Jasper photos John's putting up now of all the candidates and stuff. They have a beautiful library down there, by the way. Thank you for letting us use one of the rooms to have Tom go on Chicago TV.
So you see that room right there, John? So let's just say in that room, the people you don't see, let's just say there's 70 people altogether.
This is Krisney. It's packed. Standing room only.
Jam-packed, small little room.
They're having a chili cook, not cook up. They had free chili.
So I go up and I give a speech. I killed it. I did a really good job. And I'm feeling good about myself. And I go to the back of the room, and Destiny's doing her speech. Jessica's an A. And then we have to bolt because we're going straight from there to another event in Tell City.
With a TV appearance.
With a TV
in
appearance.
between on Chicago.
So I'm like in a big hurry, but I don't want them to think I'm being rude. So after one of, I don't remember who spoke, Destiny or Jessica or whoever, I want to tell everybody, hey, I got to leave, guys, and I don't want to be rude. So I'm like, hey, I got 2 more appointments. I don't want you guys to think I'm being rude. I just wanted to say thank you very much. You guys are awesome over here.
And
keep up the good work.
Just imagine every head in this photo that is now focused on Tom is turned and focused back on him as he's leaving.
And I'm like, you guys at Spencer County are amazing. And then I turn around and walk right into a window, like smack right into it in front of the whole room. I like walked right into it and then like without pause, I turn around. I go, you guys got to mark this thing better. And everybody just goes to pieces.
It was like one of those where like his body like pushed back so hard because he thought it was the door going out, and his body just bounced off the window. But everyone was watching.
My timing was so good.
It was
though.
classic.
It was within like seconds. I'm like, you guys got to mark this door better. Everybody just goes to pieces.
It was
and I walk out.
roaring.
It was. There's nothing better than self-deprecating humor.
Tom and I in the parking lot were just cracking up.
It was so
great.
funny. I was
great.
such a freaking idiot in front of everybody.
Thank you to Krisney. They did a really nice job. And Thomasina, the district chair, was at all these
awesome.
events. She's great.
So then Kevin and I hauled over to Tell City.
By the way, Tell City, man.
What about it?
Pretty. I mean, that courthouse lawn.
Oh, Kevin was geeked out. Yeah, this is named after William Tell. That's me, and that's an image of William Tell. So Kevin and I were doing one of the news. I think it was WGN.
It was.
So we need to go someplace where there's a stable signal. They need to be on like right now. So we're like, okay, we see this. It was like what's the word I'm looking for? A gazebo in a town square. And it's nighttime, right?
10 o'clock at night.
So we're like, so Kevin's like, I'm just going to hold the iPad and you're going to put yourself right in front of the iPad and we're going to do it.
So John, if you could do my camera, like I'm holding the iPad literally, like Tom's like, all right, move to the left, move to the right, move to the left.
And then I'm like, don't move.
Don't move. And I'm like,
so we're doing it like this. Now picture these 2 losers in a gazebo at nighttime in Tell City. This is not an active city. So cars are driving by on the square and they're like stopping to look at us. They're like, these 2 idiots, what are they doing in the gazebo at nighttime, right?
And there's like 3 teenagers like with their shirts off yelling down the street. I'm like, oh man.
We look like 2 freaking idiots in the town square. So I called the mayor. I'm like, hey, dude, don't arrest us. Like, I'm going to be on WGN and the Tell City cops are going to arrest us for like
loitering with an iPad.
So anyway, yeah, that was a good stop.
But nice job by Perry County D's. They put on a nice job. They did a nice job.
I had a lot of stuff, and I know we have a guest coming in too.
Yes, keep rolling.
Okay, so Evansville. So Friday we did Evansville, Vincennes, right? Oh, by the way, that's the day I found out I got banned from CNN again. They got bounced,
not
because
banned.
I told
Not
the
banned.
last show when the ladies
you
were
did.
on, which was dumb. I was like, hey, Lockpot audience, guess what? I'm going to be on Jake Tapper tonight.
And our comms director was like, the day before, she said, hey, let's not push this because they can't, a lot of times you get bounced. A lot of times you can get canceled.
I got bounced.
Yes.
And I told Lockpot audience I was going to be on. I was freaking salty. What's up, Matt? Come on in, man. Matt Reardon in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's up? How are you?
Nice to see you. Come on in. Hey, man. What's going on?
Matt is in the house.
So anyway, we did Jake Tapper got bounced. I went to Sullivan, went to Vigo County, Terre Haute. Holy shit, I did a lot of stuff. I'm not even close to being done.
And those are all great stops.
GOTV event Saturday, Zionsville, which is Boone County, Carmel, and then I went home because I was dying. Sunday, flew back out to Southern Indiana, did New Albany, did Charleston, went to sleep in Bloomington, woke up, did Bloomington, did Indianapolis, got interviewed by multiple TV stations, drove to the region.
Nice lunch with Congressman with
Congressman
Carson
right.
and
Ryan
Mears for prosecutor in
and
Indy.
Mayor Joe stopped by also.
Nice.
So I got to see all the
Lockpod
big
fan,
wigs.
Mayor Joe.
Yeah. So anyway, that was Mayor
And by
Tom
the
on
way,
road.
good job in Wicker Park last night. There was 250 people there.
It was awesome, and including the gentleman that just
That's
walked in the
right.
studio. What's up, Matt?
Hey, man.
Good to see you,
up?
brother.
Good to
Thanks.
see you.
man.
Well, let's
Happy
do some
election day.
Let's do some
Yeah.
ads and come back because I know you want to talk about what's up on the campaign trail and things
Yeah,
like
man.
that. So
Let's go. And we're gonna pick the brain of Matt Reardon. He's one of my favorite Republicans.
Election day guru.
Are you a Republican anymore? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask.
It's been hard since 2016.
I'm gonna ask Todd Rokita if he considers you a Republican in good standing.
Oh,
Because he is the arbiter.
That's probably not the right one to.
Did you guys know
ask.
each other in school?
No.
No?
I went to Andre and
Right,
he's a
right.
Munster
They're
guy.
an
I mean, he
Andrean
was a Munster
family.
guy, but you didn't live in Munster though, right?
No, I grew up in Crown Point.
That's right. I forgot
we didn't
about that.
like Munster people too much. So
Really? Good. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
why.
I was just testing
that was
you, man.
what's up.
All right, Tortillas Nuevo
The 80s.
Leon is the gold
Right.
standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Did somebody actually record that? Like for
Eli.
Like
Eli,
no, I mean for like money. Like they should.
That was
use
between
That.
Tortillas
we paid
Nuevo
him
Leon and
$200.
them.
I remember that.
I think.
I don't
you
think he
should,
cashed
sounds
that
like
check.
you own it. To me,
We
Anyway.
paid that. I
Eli
don't
made an
think he
appearance
never
for the
cashed
day.
that check.
No.
Yeah,
That was a topic of conversation
For a
last
while.
season,
I think that's
yeah.
why he didn't cash the check.
Season 2.
So he heard the old.
We laid the
accept-
trap. He did not take the
acceptance.
bait.
Offer
He didn't cash
acceptance.
it. Yes.
He's like,
You can do
I took some business law classes.
I get
am
this.
not
I know
cashing
what
that
Mayor
check."
Tom's trying to do to me.
That's right.
Well,
$200.
speaking of knowing what's up, Powering America, Lake County Electricians Training Center is seeking applications for electrical apprenticeship program. If you are a person who enjoys working with their hands in a challenging environment, electrical apprenticeship might be for you. Apprentice Opportunities provides tuition-free education along with paid on-the-job training. Successful applicants looking to make a long-term commitment in their careers. Learn more about the apprentice program. Please visit apply697.com. That's apply697.com.
All right. Where am I? Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. They're dedicated to assisting their clients with their systems integration needs. Tri Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 800-722-6793.
You know, I retired the metal business card yesterday.
What
It's
happened?
been retired.
Well, I mean,
Off the campaign trail.
I stopped giving out my business cards literally
Right.
yesterday. I gave one little kid my business card, and I told him that's the last business card I'm going to give out. And I threw the rest
Wow.
of them in the garbage.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be giving it out.
You might be
Throwing-
seeing people at the polls today.
I'll have different one. It's too late. Nobody wants a business card on the last day of the campaign.
all right.
But anyway, I wanted to thank Rick Baltensberger and Misprint Printing for helping us through the campaign, being McDermott for Indiana's printing
Official
Preferred printer.
preferred
Official
printer.
printer.
McDermott for
Official
Indiana.
printer
That's
of
right.
McDermott.
Starting
There
with
you
metal
go.
business cards and continuing on through Misprint, specialized for us. And they specialize in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Their experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing, sign solutions, and damn Skippy metal business
business
cards.
cards.
Rick Baltensberger and his team have served the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years, and they have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond. Thank you, Misprint, for being
Thank
a
you
sponsor.
to our sponsors.
We
Appreciate
have
it.
a wide listening audience today. Check
Do we?
this out. Bloomington, Key West, Harrison County just chimed in.
Nice. Hi,
Uh,
Harrison County. Love you guys down there.
Drop in the
Wow,
chat where
Harrison,
you're listening
nice.
from. Yeah.
Where
Harrison
are you
County.
located?
Corridon. That's Corridon. We were just talking about them.
Yes.
You ever been there, Matt?
Yes.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Very pretty.
It is like a small little town. It's hard to believe. You could, cool thing is you could really see how Indiana started. You know, it started in Madison. It started all the little river towns, and then and then we went further up north from there. But Corridon's a
It's
cool
nice
town.
down
Original
there.
settling of the state. Yes,
Right.
along the river. And we, that was another thing we went through, and you pointed it out to me about like Lincoln's area, like where he grew up.
Yeah, what is it? Is it Spencer County?
It's down that way. You were
Yeah.
like, this is where
He
this is
grew
the
up.
area.
That's where he practiced law. Not practice. That's where he learned the
Studied law.
And then once he became a lawyer, he moved to Illinois.
Hey, do you mind if I read some of the chat off here?
Let's
There's
go.
some good comments. Ready?
Sure.
Tom, you introduced yourself to my daughter as she voted yesterday downtown. Do
Nice.
not let her down when you take the seat.
Pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Some pressure.
Tasha
Yeah, right.
Cornett.
Nice.
Jane Lump, good morning. I've been driving around polling places in Chesterton, and what was a trickle is becoming a steady stream. Let's make it a raging blue wave.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
7,777 donors. That's
What?
pretty lucky.
Really?
7,777.
Are you serious?
That's what the chat says.
Nice.
I don't know if
pretty
that's
cool.
made up. I don't know.
Lucky Sevens. Lucky Sevens got to be the name of the show. Lucky Sevens featuring Matt Reardon.
There you go. I like that.
Matt, what's your feeling about today, man?
I tell you what, if people talk about the economy, and that's valid for sure, but it's kind of interesting when you think back to Bill Clinton, right? So he had all kinds of issues not related to the economy. So you had the Raging Cajun, what's his name?
Yeah, Carville.
He's just talking about, no, it's the economy, stupid. Well, sure, because he was focusing on that because of all the other shit that was happening with Clinton. So now you have the GOP doing the same, right? And anybody who knows anything about anything can hopefully glean the fact that the economy is cyclical. That's what's going to happen.
That's so funny.
So
this has been my speech the last couple of days.
I mean, just open a book and
right.
look at it. So you see this thing go up and down, and that's what's going to happen. And sometimes timing's a bitch, and you get there, and you got shit. And
Well, February and March would have been real bad, right?
it would have
I
been
mean,
horrible. You're like, oh my
would've been
god,
washed, yeah.
And it's easy for any other party to say, oh my god, they trashed the economy. But I take it to a different standard relative to what occurred and with the election deniers and then the Roe vote. And I just like, there's some cornerstone issues in this country that have been upset because principally one person has decided to do whatever they wanted without consequence and continue to do so, and a lot of other GOP have jumped on that bandwagon. And that has to do with since when did America become a place where we're just a country, not all of us, of sore losers? I lost. So there must have been cheating.
it's bizarre.
Isn't it just crazy? So, I mean, why doesn't Mike Schmuel at 6:01 say,
We won.
we won?
Yeah.
There is no possible way
That we could have
on
lost, right?
planet Earth that people of Indiana would support a party that took women's rights away and stormed the Capitol and tried a coup.
Right.
It's impossible in America. I'm going to start litigating, and I'm just going to gum up the works.
That's exactly true.
It's bizarre.
And
because,
why not?
And then
Every
Republicans,
time
you never
the-
hear about election problems when they win.
Right.
Like in
No.
the primaries. Did you hear anything in the Republican
Well,
primaries?
that was the
Like,
problem with Trump in this last one, because if there were problems in Arizona and there's problems in Georgia, and all the Republican officials that won, they're like, wait a
Like,
second,
how'd they
it was
win?
good fraud.
All the election deniers won.
So my observation was not one of the down ballot people ever said, you're right. This was all
like-
bullshit.
Right.
And there was some shenanigans going on. No, they didn't say a fucking word about it.
That's
They
right.
just were like, hey, I won.
won.
I don't know
I
about
won.
that.
Exactly.
Then the excuse morphs to, well, it just affected the
President.
the
Presidential,
which
right.
is complete horseshit.
It is
I mean,
bullshit.
if you're voting down ballot, you've thoughtfully probably voted for the top of the ticket or not, or you hit, the one party system. So, those are my metrics. When
Well,
I
I'll tell
see
you what,
this.
I already know, like, if things don't go well for me tonight, I'm going to call Todd Young tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. And I hope he has the same courtesy.
I'm sure
if
he
things
would.
don't go well for me.
Actually, I think
I
he
imagine,
would.
I'll be honest, I think that there's going to be a phone call between the two of us
Of
tonight,
course.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Because I have enough confidence in Todd being a veteran and respecting, our
Process,
Constitution.
yeah.
I think
I-
Todd will call me if he's not the victor tonight, and I know for a fact I'll call him if I'm not the victor.
I believe that to be the case.
That will
I
be.
agree.
Honestly, I called Frank the night I lost, and it was a tough call. That was a tough
Sure.
race, and I called
I've
him.
heard you on the stump say that
I
many
will.
times.
I will.
To just
I'm
show
assuring
like
Indiana.
what's supposed
if
to
it's
happen.
a close race, if it's like within, if it's within half a percent, 1%,
If it's within
different.
Then we're gonna
50,
have to do what we have to do,
whatever.
right?
No, man, you just start like 6:01.
Yeah,
I won.
I won. Yeah, right.
I won.
But that's
I
what
won.
these
The
guys-
election was.
That's what's going.
Yeah.
It's like the preemptive. It's like breaking up with your girlfriend in high school. I'm going to break up with her because she's going to break up with me. So I'm going to do
I better
it.
do this first.
I'm going to do it first. What kind of shit is that? You
It
know
is.
you lost, and it is now pervasive and allowed. And there's a lot of litigation that's involved in it, and that's what these people have figured out. And there's money in the back end of this. Think about all the money that candidates have trolled in, and they put stuff out there like,
would we really
the
know
election
about
was
My
stolen.
Pillow Man if it wasn't for him
No,
bitching
man,
about the election?
I would have gone my whole life without knowing anything about that
Really?
weird dude.
No kidding, right?
Right?
I know.
I mean, that
And
guy,
plenty of other people.
smart marketer.
Yeah, well.
So I want to ask,
right.
Mayor, I want to ask you this.
Smart marketer. Hasn't he been like banned from like Costco?
Well, but I'm
and
saying
Walmart?
with his base,
He's,
John,
like, lost
within the
his
base.
livelihood.
John, I guarantee you have one of his damn pillows in your
I
house.
don't have one of
John's
his
got
pillows,
all
but
like 50 of them.
Yeah, right.
All
Yeah.
around the house.
He's got the My Pillow room.
quick update from our viewers: Michigan, Wayne County, Charlestown, Duneland.
Charlestown. Hi,
Whoa!
Mayor Treva. Nice to see you. Charlestown.
Wayne
Nice to see you.
County. That's like
Duneland,
where Richmond
Zionsville.
is.
This is wow.
Damn.
I'm telling you,
Thank
like
you.
election day shows are always
Hey,
good.
all you marijuana heavy
That's
counties
right.
in
Get up.
Michigan,
Get up.
Don't forget to vote.
Yeah, but
Get up.
I reposted the marijuana commercial yesterday. Did you notice
great.
that? It's like a signal to the stoners. They would have forgot
don't
by now.
forget.
Man, when was
Stoners,
that?
this was in April, dude. They've forgotten
When was
months
that?
ago.
Was that a long
Get up and
time
vote.
ago,
They're
man?
like,
I don't
holy
know.
shit, this guy's pro weed. It's like
It's election day
It
tomorrow.
was April. It wasn't even that long ago. You friggin' pothead.
Yes.
Like, get out and vote today. You're gonna forget. So I posted a reminder yesterday. The potheads in
Perfect.
Indiana.
Here's my question.
I'm your guy.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here's my question. Because I know you're in a good space. I want to
I
know.
am. Isn't that nice? I am in a good space, man.
You see,
that's
dude,
right.
you worked your ass off.
I did.
I mean, you did.
Thanks,
you did
brother.
a lot more than most people thought you would ever do.
I agree.
And that's not because of you personally. That's like looking at the optics of the race and saying, "Oh, Indiana's very heavy GOP, and Todd Young wasn't a complete fuckbag like the other guy is,
Right.
right?" So they're like, "What's the what?"
He's not a complete fuckbag.
right.
There's the title.
Yeah.
So
Todd Young.
So
just a minor fuckbag.
yeah. So
Not a complete fuckbag.
What
so
is a fuck bag?
I don't even
dude?
know.
It's a
That's
great
great, though.
scene, whatever it is. I've never
Think-
seen it.
I want one.
Think-
Does my pillow guy sell
That's
one?
my
Amy's
pillow
listening.
guy. I was going to say that's his new product.
John, I think you got one built into you. It comes with the guy model. But anyway, so I think that you got to look at where Indiana is, and then all the work you did. And I tell you something that Democrats statewide that are running and Democrats local and other places should appreciate was your efforts that you put out, because without somebody at the top of the ticket working hard, going to all those places. I mean, you have an extensive list. It was done for months and months and months and systematically. That helps local elections.
I agree.
I agree with you.
So
I
that
agree with you.
pulls other people out. That pulls other people across the finish line. And
I think I was good for top of the ticket. I think and I know state reps across the state Senate candidates across the state are appreciative.
When there's someone at the top
What
of
were
the
you gonna
ticket,
say,
that- I was going to. Oh, okay. So what I was going to ask you is, you've talked about what you're going to do if you lose. You said I'm going to, call Todd Young and everything. I want to know what's your plan when you win tonight
I'm gonna be a pain in the ass when I get there. I'm just telling you straight up.
in DC? You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a pain in the ass.
What do you mean by that?
Hoosiers are gonna love me, but I don't know if like the president's gonna love me very much. I don't know if like Chuck Schumer's gonna love me very much. I'm gonna be a pain in the ass. They could give a shit about me, and it hurts my soul. Honestly, I'm a good Democrat. I've been a good Democrat my whole career. I was Lake County chairman for 5 years. I've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the party, gotten candidates elected. I did everything you're supposed to do, and I didn't even get a goddamn phone call from the president, which is ridiculous to me. It's like I'm running for U.S. Senate. There's only 33 people in America running for U.S. Senate right now. Half of them are already in the Senate. Like, you can't even call like candidates like myself or the candidates in North and South Dakota. It's like they can give a crap about Indiana Democrats. And I've learned that. The national Democrats don't care about us.
I think to me it's more of a bad strategy. I mean, like I'll tell you this about the Republicans. They years ago decided that it was going to be a strategy to take control of state houses, take control of local. And this year is like, let's look at school boards, take
Yes.
control of local races and build up from the bottom, like a bottom up strategy instead of a top down strategy. And I think that's worked very effectively for them.
sure.
It's
So
worked effectively.
The other thing they've done going back to the Tea Party is when they started, if you notice, Tea Party candidates, whatever the race it was, they were running national slogan campaign
Yes.
strategy.
Had their talking points.
Across the board.
Yeah.
So you have a race for like when Mara was in the State House and some people running against her, like, you know, talking about national politics, and I'm like, what the fuck does that have
true.
to do?
They're usually
with
on
this-
point.
They're doing that
but-
still.
Yes.
But
It's
and-
inflation, it's gas. They're
and,
still doing
and they
it.
carried it forward. So the other thing that does is for just the general marketing. So, you know, national candidates are spending money on TV and they're out there and you see it and you're watching the football game and you see this shit pop up. And then you're kind of equating that to local races and you're like, yeah, that local guy said that. So they're getting, you know, general marketing benefits from sticking with the same points. And it's effective.
It is effective, absolutely. And then and the flip side of that is like you would expect, like, oh, the campaigns are getting information from the DS about talking point.
No.
No, didn't happen.
I tell you, I know who I owe when I get there. I owe Hoosier women.
Yep.
I owe Hoosier Democrats, of course.
Absolutely.
Hoosiers in general. I'm gonna, and I promise you this: America first, Indiana second, party third. And I love to party. But I am an American and I'm a Hoosier. First and second.
Well, I think the state party, what I would say is, I thought Mike Schmuel did it, and
No doubt
Drew
about
and
it.
those guys, and Lauren.
Mike
and-
Schmuel, Drew, Lauren,
Yeah.
they were great. for
Megan,
me.
everybody
no
at the
doubt.
state party.
Megan, the
Yeah.
state party did great for me, Matt. They were really solid for my campaign, and I think they were embarrassed that the national party was paying no attention.
you know, they recognize what we were talking about earlier is that with you at the top of the ticket, you're helping out all of this down ballot activity.
so.
And everybody else along the way. Well, I
Because
mean,
Matt, we've seen over the years in Lake County where if you have a bad candidate on the ticket, it screws up the whole ballot.
It
I
can do that,
I did
for
not
sure.
want to be that person because if I screwed up the whole party because I did a
Right.
bad
Well,
job from the top,
You know, and the other
that
thing,
was like a nightmare of mine. Honestly,
I believe
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
And the other thing you said, Tom, I think over and over again, is that, you know, you believe that Mike Schmuel put together a great ticket for statewide, and I know
Mike Schmuel deserves an amazing amount of credit for putting together an awesome all-woman ticket. And by the way, these ladies are so cool. I'm gonna miss the hell out of them. Honestly, we all got really close. That was,
I bet.
dude. We did
A lot of traveling.
I don't know, 100 events together all over the state. So like I'd show up, I'd be like, hey, you know, we'd see each other, and I was like one of the girls.
Well, I think you said, and the cool thing about it is,
thanks,
Lindsay.
There's Lindsay. She's back.
Lindsay, hey, wait. Since
Sorry,
Lindsay, what happened to your football prognostication?
I know, right?
I need that back. I'm
I
just
know.
saying,
Oh, yeah,
it's been
I'm
a rough
getting
You're
my ass
start.
making a lot of money off
Season
of me
8,
because I
Matt.
feel
Season
like I'm
8.
entitled to a cut.
Well, I'm not opposed to such
Wait,
things.
what are we
when
in?
I get
Okay,
good
we can
information,
make a deal. Don't worry, Reardon.
I
got
think
this.
you need to. I think you need to get back to that maybe next.
More importantly,
next
we
week.
need Phil to get back to it.
Well,
'cause
that's what
we were
I'm
just
saying.
going against
Go
Phil.
opposite.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
'cause
why
then
Lindsay was
would
winning.
come in and she'd be like, "Nope."
Well, no, like the one time that Phil and I both agreed on the same win, they won.
There you go.
So it's
Lindsay
not
made a
Phil.
I think
living.
it's
You made
you,
a
though,
living off
Lindsay.
of betting against Phil, though.
Easy
It
to
was
do.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, Mayor, back to these 3 women that have been
Yeah.
awesome. I know you spoke
Yeah.
about them last night, and
Yeah.
I want you to, before we wrap up today, I know you want to talk about them real quick. So.
Yeah, Destiny Wells. It's important that she wins. It's important all 3 of them win, and myself, of course. But like, with Destiny's running against Diego Morales, who is a horrible candidate for the Republican Party. He's accused of sexually assaulting a couple women. It's been reported multiple times in Indy Star. He denies everything for the record, but you know, multiple accusations of sexual assault. He's got, you know, a voting problem right now where he lived in
a la
one
Charlie
county and
White.
voted in another, and that's
got the
not,
Charlie White.
I think he's talking to lawyers.
Been fired from the
It's not
job.
it's not about defamation. He's talking about lawyers about like keeping himself, you know, clean. You know, he's been fired from the job twice by Charlie White and by Todd Rokita, you know, and
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's it.
right.
Yeah,
You're
by the
getting
way,
fired by
it's-
Charlie White and Todd Rokita and both these guys, you know.
And as Destiny's pointed out, he's
Yeah.
already talked about things like making it state law that minimizing the time to early vote.
Yeah.
Like cutting it down. Like
That's-
stuff like that.
Destiny's so smart, and she worked so hard, and she'll be great for the Democratic Party. She'll be great for the state of Indiana. She'll be great for our election laws. I think it's important that she wins. I really
Essential.
do.
That's an office that should be devoid of politics. It
Agreed.
really
So she
should
said
be.
that. She said it's just supposed to be
Agree.
boring.
It's supposed to be boring,
Yeah.
and it's not boring
It's
right
like
now.
being the assessor.
Well, and let's keep in mind the Republicans, they screwed up big time because I mean Holly Sullivan, the current Secretary of State, she's a nice lady.
Sure.
She's a professional
She
lady.
doesn't make it political.
She didn't make it political. She is. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Boring. But that's what
That's
you're
the
supposed to
job.
be,
Yes.
right? You're not
Do your-
supposed to be outstanding.
do your
like,
job.
right? It's like
And she does.
She does. And then the Republicans beat her in caucus and put in this
Yeah.
Election denier.
election
Yes.
denier, like right wing freak. And it's important Destiny wins. Okay.
Brian Howie's article in the paper over the weekend was they I think he said
Yes.
there hasn't been a statewide candidate with this much bad press in memory.
Yes.
So
That's saying something.
He's got
Yeah.
more baggage in the airport.
there you go. Boom.
Okay. So, and then Jessica McClellan, she's awesome. She's the treasurer of Monroe County. She's a sweetheart. She's got an amazing story. Her family's awesome. Monroe County loves her. We had a going away party for her. We did all the hometowns.
Uh-huh.
So we did Bloomington, and then we went to Indianapolis for Zanae and for Destiny, and then we came up to the region. But Monroe County loves her. State Board of Accounts loves her. She's sweet. She's smart. Awesome. I love her. I'm gonna miss her a lot.
And as she points out on the trail, don't forget to pay your property taxes.
It's so
That was funny. And don't forget.
And she
next
gave,
week,
as a
you'll
she gave
treasurer.
the
pay your
wrong
tax-
date. For one of the stops, she gave the wrong date. It was so funny. She freaked. She's like, I
Wait,
gave the wrong date.
No, that's not the right date.
Jessica also did the want to get away moment. It was the
Yes.
one we were all freaked out about it. We talk about it because we went to so many cities and towns, like afraid you're going to say, "Hey, Knox County," and you're in the wrong county, right?
Yeah.
And she did it on one of the stops. I forgot which one, and we all like laughed. It was
Because
so
it was
funny.
like someone was going to do it.
And you could like as soon as she said it, like she
yeah,
like
sure.
she like froze because we all talked about it and it finally happened. But
And I like
Jessica's
how you
awesome.
always say, like, go figure, a treasurer
Yeah.
to be our state treasurer.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
and she's
But
an
it's
awesome
true.
elected official,
Yeah.
and she'll be great as our Indiana's treasurer. And then last but not least is Zanae Brooks, who is a first lady of a big church in Indianapolis. She's a D1 athlete, played at Louisville.
I
in
heard
track
that.
and field. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
serious business.
She was
coming from a D3 athlete.
yeah,
That's
she was
serious
D1.
business.
No, she's still in great shape. You could tell.
I mean, that's just like the tip of the iceberg on what impresses me about Zanae.
I agree,
you know?
but like if you're good enough to be a D1
I
athlete, you know
agree.
how to grind,
You're
And
right?
you've already got
You're-
great mental,
you're
That's right.
disciplined,
mental attitude. Yeah.
Show up.
Right?
And you can continue to do that.
Good
and
with
you
time
can-
management.
For sure.
But so Zanae, honestly, she took those qualities on the campaign
Yeah.
trail, and like she worked so hard. So she's a CPA also. Less than 1% of all CPAs nationwide are African American women, and she's African American woman CPA. Works for Cummings also,
Yeah.
Like,
That's
so
a small
impressive.
company.
dude. So
First
like,
lady of her church.
and the cool thing is, so Mike throws his ticket together, and none of us know each other. I knew Destiny. I met her last year.
Right, we
I didn't
did.
know Jessica. I didn't know Zanae, and I have to say, we totally clicked. We were like the crew, and we were laughing and messing with each other. All got to know each other's families.
So what you're saying, it wasn't 4-5 middle-aged white dudes?
Nope.
That was
Nope.
not.
Nope.
That was not.
I was
pathway to
I was the only
success.
middle-aged white dude.
Well, see,
I was
We're
the
only going to
one.
have one.
Yeah.
All right, who's
You know,
it
it
going to
was me
be?
and
Well,
three
I
chicks.
guess it's McDermott.
They're
Damn it.
awesome though.
I guess
ladies and
Merman
Tom.
Also counts.
What's that?
Merman also counts.
Well, yeah, if you count the congressional candidates,
Right.
we have Cindy Worth. She's a Caucasian lady running. We have Janine Lake, who's an awesome African American
Yep.
woman running in.
Five?
Five.
Is it 5? Yeah, it is 5. It is 5.
5.
Yeah, it
yes.
is 5. She's awesome. Good job, by the way.
No,
That's pretty
she's running
solid.
against Pence.
She's running
Oh,
in 5.
Pence?
She's running in Christina Hill's old district
Against Sparks?
against Sparks.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
That's the
Paul
communist
Farall.
lady, right?
Oh,
Paul
Worth,
Farall.
Worth is running
Paul
against
Farall.
Pence.
I
Paul
want
Farall's
one of
got-
those
Paul
shirts,
Farall,
by the
I
way.
heard
He's got the
about
best
In the
slogan in
second.
Indiana. Paul Farall. Every time I see him, I don't even call him his name.
That
I just
dude-
go, Paul
that-
Farall!
That dude ought to just switch over to be the libertarian candidate everywhere because that's what that sounds like. to
Paul
me.
You're right,
Farall.
Paul
Farall,
Farall.
man.
We told him
Paul
to change his
Farall.
last name to just Foral for one word. Paul Farall. And then Matt Fife down in
Ninth.
Yeah, and then
Ray McCormick in the 8th, right?
Ray McCormick's
He's
so
awesome,
cool.
man. That
He's a
guy
farmer.
is so solid.
straight farmer. He's like last week I
Those
was
are
talking to
serious
him.
people, man.
Dude, he's like, Mayor, I'm gonna be plowing my fields until
He literally is like, I
mid-December."
just got off the combine to run here.
Yeah, he
yeah?
literally like
Yeah.
farms during the day and campaigns at night. He's like, I'm gonna be plowing my fields until mid-December. Everybody's
Solid.
plowing right now, and I'm
He is
campaigning.
a solid guy.
He's great. I love him. Yeah,
So-
I'm super lucky to have met all these people.
Mhm.
It's been Joe Donnelly said it at the very beginning. Matt, he said you're going to meet a lot of great people and you're going to see a gorgeous state. And Joe Donnelly was right.
He hit it
No
on the
doubt
head.
about
By
it.
the way, it was nice of Joe to let us know.
Called me
hello
from
and
the
everything.
Vatican the other day. Said
Yeah.
he was praying for me.
That's
These are-
nice.
It's the express train when you're
Just
praying down
chilling
there.
out at the
That's
Vatican.
for
Joe's
sure.
the ambassador to the Vatican,
I
Lindsay.
remember that when that happened.
And he was
I
praying
just,
for
like,
me from the Vatican. That's
don't-
like a direct portal.
So what
direct
you're
line to
saying, it's a
God.
lie.
direct line. Dude,
God
it's
is
like,
on your side.
It's
It's
a lie.
like a
God's
priority
on your
package.
side.
If it's coming
Get
from
it.
the Vatican, he opens those
I-
first.
I-
FedEx.
I just I never
Right?
really imagined that when he became the ambassador for the that he would be there a lot of the time. I kind of
He was
just.
Where do
he
you
was
think
hanging with
these
the
people
Pope.
are?
He took a selfie with the
I
Pope
guess
and sent it to
that's
me.
what it
Absolutely.
entails. I never really thought.
Did you know the Pope is really good with the selfie stick?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is.
Very good.
Right in the square.
Oh man.
Well, why don't you wrap this up? Because I know I'm a little bit anxious because I want you to get. I want to get you moving on election day. So.
That's right.
I'm not moving
I
anywhere,
know,
dude.
I know.
What the hell are you talking
I
about?
just want to
My
get you on
campaign
your
is
Gotta
done.
get down
routine.
to Indy.
My
I want to get you on
campaign
your
is done.
routine. I want
My
you to work
campaign is
out,
over, bro.
relax.
My campaign is
Aren't you
over.
gonna have to drive up and down 65 for a few
Dude.
hours today?
The days of Kevin Smith
Just
telling me
go.
what the hell to do every
That's
day
the-
are over.
It's fucking over right now.
It was
Kevin,
over
stop
yesterday.
it.
Until you-
No, Kevin, no.
Jana,
Until you win, then I'll
I'm
be like, we
high-fiving
got to do
Jana.
this,
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be worse.
this.
Yeah, once we win.
Well, you
I'll
guys,
deal with
hey,
it.
let me tell you, observing from the outside, you guys ran a good campaign, stuck with salient points, talked about what you were going to do, really stayed away to the greatest extent, to the shortcomings of the other candidate. You talked about what you were going to do,
Yeah.
and pointed out the obvious. And I don't know, like I said, being an elected official and campaigning has changed so much in so short a period of time. The attacks and social media, and the fact that people just at this point say whatever the fuck they want about you with no recourse
No shit.
at all. And it's like, Tom McDermott hates puppies, and it's like, what are you talking about?
I mean, let's be honest. They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. They're no good.
I
But
love puppies.
it's unbelievable.
Just for the record.
Just for the
I
record,
do love
just-
puppies.
Hold on, there's people voting at. I love
Yeah,
puppies.
they're like, what? He hates puppies?
This just in.
I
McDermott
love,
hates
that was
puppies.
sarcasm. I love
When you
puppies.
said that the Constitution fell off
I
the
saw
wall,
that.
when you
Yeah,
said I
right.
hate puppies.
That's
He hates
right.
puppies.
Yeah.
So and it's got to be. It had to be really difficult to keep your head about you and to keep positive. In the effort.
Honestly, one of the biggest...
Especially Tom, because you were kind of left high and dry,
Dude,
Not
kind
kind
of. I was left high and dry.
And so
Daddy ain't coming home.
what is why are we not trying here, or what's
Right.
why not?
Matt,
I mean,
we had
there's 33 of them, not 333.
We had
Or
a meeting in the
435.
campaign team over the summer, and I literally said, Daddy ain't coming, guys. We're on our freaking own. And it
But
was easier to deal
it was
with
a little
after
bit freeing though.
that. It
Because
was.
you have
because we
freedom to
stopped
do what
asking.
you-
We're like,
that's right.
fuck you
That's
guys.
right. And
we're on our own. Honestly, and we stopped asking, and we just bared down to...
Absolutely.
By the way, it's not like I raised $1.6 million. That's freaking
It's
solid,
not.
It's
man.
not chump change.
No,
People talk about me like I'm a failure. You only raised 1.6
Dude, that's
million.
all you got?
Maybe you're the
What's-
fucking problem,
Yeah.
not me, right? I raised 1.6 million. You're mocking me. You're the fucking problem, not
you
me.
only raised. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of dough for people to
Right.
try and understand.
They're mocking me for raising 1.6 million.
It's
Matt.
like, what? Okay, hold on. This is Indiana. What major market do I have? I don't fucking have one. So where do I get money from? I get money from people, not corporations,
Absolutely.
not those embedded in Citizens United, and nobody's writing me fucking $500,000 checks.
Nope. $5.
But all they had
checks.
to do was say, we want to win all 33 because they are all important. Just like the exercise we talked about. If you're not running hard at the top of the ticket,
Yep.
it affects the bottom of the ticket.
Without a
So
doubt.
you have 33 only, 33 Senate races. Why
Take care of them.
Why are you not taking care
That's
of
right.
this? Why aren't they all important? Because they can't see what I can see?
If I was the president,
of course
Matt,
they can.
If I was the president, I would have had a meeting right after the primary and brought all my candidates into the
Absolutely.
White House, took
Welcome
pictures
them.
with them,
Yeah.
said these are my guys, and if you don't want to come, you don't have to
come.
come, right?
Right.
But I would have gone.
Sure.
You're hanging in the White House with the president, like that's
Right.
it took so
It's-
little effort. It's just like the little things that they
So
could
Yeah, I
have done
agree.
that they
one-
don't give a shit about. They're
Attaboy,
like,
pat on the back.
they're
One-
like Tom McDermott. Fuck that guy.
One,
Well, I
one-
think it's just like it's the lack of a national strategy, and that
It
would
is
be
a
my
lack of a
biggest.
national
That
strategy.
would be my biggest complaint on the DS.
So, like
One of
you
the biggest
mentioned,
complaints.
no, it is clear the Republicans have a strategy, and the Democrats don't seem to have one.
We're going to pick 2 or 3 races, and we're going to put all our eggs in that basket. It's just
Exactly.
to me, it's a flawed.
In one of
strategy.
the races they put in, there was unfortunately for us, John Fetterman had a horrible stroke, and it affected his campaign.
and it doesn't mean don't support him and don't put money in.
like
But there's
they put
so many other
$100 million
races.
in that race, and they could have put $10,000 in my race, and I
How
would have
about
appreciated
how
it.
about a little? How
it's a
about
lack-
like 50 grand?
Right?
50
It's-
G's, man.
it's a
Right?
lack of-
They would have bought
pay,
us a
man.
couple commercials.
Right? Hey, man, here's a couple for the road.
Get some data.
Nothing.
Get some data. It's a lack of understanding.
How about this, Matt? So when we do our poll, they were like, do a poll and then call us if it's close. We do a poll. It's freaking 2 points away. We call them. They're like, okay, we'll get back
Sure
to
it
you.
is.
Crickets. Yeah, we'll give. Thanks for doing that poll and spending that
Thanks
money.
for spending 15
2
grand.
points. Okay, we'll be right back in
But
touch.
I think
Crickets.
notwithstanding that, I think it's just testament to the campaign team and Zach.
You guys
and
did a hard job.
everybody, Lindsay, Katie, everybody, Leandre,
Great
name
team.
it, right
I
down.
love my team.
And everybody involved just did phenomenal. And without the help of the national, and that was great. And that's what's
got to be very. I mean, you know what? Like you said, you ran hard and did everything you could. You raised a lot of dough. You were left twisting in the wind.
And that's why I'm going to be a pain in the ass when I win.
There you go. And you
got
that freedom too.
Right. And now
to be a pain in the ass.
now you're untethered to actually represent the people who live in the state you live in instead of
I will.
like a lot of other people did, specifically
I will,
the
Matt.
GOP and the 2 current senators didn't vote for $8 billion to come to
Because
Indiana.
they're so partisan.
They're
Because
insane.
they're
I'd
so
be
beholden
like,
to Mitch McConnell.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
I
$8
want
billion,
$8 billion.
right?
How easy is that? You're like, I want $8 billion. I'm gonna vote for it. I don't give a shit.
Mitch McConnell will be mad at me. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wrap it up.
We better wrap it up, guys.
Yeah, I
We
gotta
appreciate
go to
you.
work.
All you people working hard in the polls, all you people from all across the state and all across the country listening to Lockpod, we appreciate you very much. I appreciate having Matt Reardon,
Right on.
one of our recurring guests back in the studio. It's great to see you, and thanks for coming on Election Day, Matt.
Yes.
John
Always
Vez,
appreciate it.
we got one show left. We got to advertise tomorrow. Do you think you can do that? I love talking business on the air, but because people aren't going to be expecting the day after the election show.
Yeah, so we're
it's
going to
a-
do
It's
win,
either gonna be real
win or lose.
sad or
Mayor
really
Tom
Win or
will be
lose.
here.
I'm driving across the state of Indiana tonight to come back on the air tomorrow, so I hope we have an audience.
You going
But,
down to Indy?
Yeah, going down to Indy for the count, and then I'm coming back after
Right
I
on.
win.
Right on.
Yeah.
You'll be
Flying.
a senator tomorrow.
Yeah.
Senator by tomorrow.
Lockpod's going to go
That's
like
the title for your book.
What's
Senator
that?
by tomorrow.
Senator by tomorrow.
There you go.
It's going to
Got
be
it.
Wayne's World. Like Lockpod goes big time tomorrow. We're going to have like.
Speaking of Lock, I didn't even get to send. I know you're trying to wrap it up. Where's my big payday for being on Lockpod? What is
Yeah.
going on?
We got a tax
I
bill
read
for you,
about
funny
it.
enough.
I read about it.
I know.
I was like, what the
And
fucking?
that's
That was
our
some
show.
BS. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Linz,
was.
thanks, baby.
You're
For
welcome.
are you coming back on tomorrow, or are we gonna have Jill?
Oh no, I will be in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Jill, here's your heads up.
All right, Jill. You're
See you
on
in the
there
morning.
tomorrow. Kevin Smith,
See
thanks for
you
being in the
tomorrow.
caboose.
Sir, good
Thanks
luck
for doing
today, Mayor.
everything. Appreciate all your hard work in the campaign,
Absolutely.
man. Zach, Katie, campaign team, Lindsay, Ariel, Leandre.
On and on.
You guys
Lindsay,
are
not
awesome.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, not Lindsay. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all the hard work we did. We did it. We made it to the end, scandal free. We did good at the top of the ticket. Now it's up to the voters to go out and elect a senator that's going to represent Hoosiers instead of represent special interests.
Don't
God
forget
bless
to
you guys.
vote. Polls are open until 6 p.m. Go to indianavoters.com if you don't know your polling place. Check it out. Make sure to vote. Tell people to go vote.
Season finale is tomorrow. Lockpod special Wednesday episode. Season 7, episode 25. See you in the morning. Take care, everybody. Lockpod is out.